A note with flowers, a water lily flower there, Albizia clematis. Still crazy, an interesting comedy about aging uh, rockers, singers, musicians uh, who have a band called Strange Fruit. And if years ago one would say that this is an outre subject because singers, musicians, rock stars are so young, well, it's not anymore a rarity. In fact, The Economist has had last week a cover story. No, the cover story was not on that, but they had a um, long section dedicated to old people, pre-old, pre-retired. We have to change that. That was part of the subject in there because 60s it's not anymore what used to be 100 years ago. People uh, hardly reached 60, and after that they live for a few years. Hence, their notion of pensions, which has to retirement benefits, which has to be changed now because they have a chance of living to 90 and more now. Um, Whereas there were a few people over 100, now they have a few tens of thousands of centenaries in England, as an example. So, at the debut of this special report on aging populations, they have the Rolling Stones uh, opening a festival in California, in some desert place, and with Mick Jagger saying no jokes today, right? And I think they said he's 73 and going strong on tours and successful. That festival raked in about $160 million. So it's not such a rare thing today to have all rock stars performing around the world and with success. Not with the success of the Rolling Stones, it's true, which is immense, but still. So, Strange Fruit has in its composition a few great actors. Um, I will start with Timothy Spall, that I've seen in quite varied roles, quite different roles over the past few days. As a coincidence, I've seen him in The Last Samurai. He's a representative of the British government in Japan. Then in Intimacy, where he is Andy by some strange phenomena. I recall the name of a supporting character. Intimacy, strange fruit indeed. It's the only film I've seen so far, mainstream I'm talking. But then I don't watch porn at all, so I don't know. In which there is a fellatio shown clearly, um, and it's Mark Rylance in the leading role. Supposedly, the actor had that done upon him during filming. If it wasn't a double, that might have been the boyfriend of leading actress. That's UI could make some sense out of this strange occurrence. Never seen in another major film, uh, or any film, minor film, mainstream. Uh, and Now he is a drum musician, a drummer. And there are all sorts of events with happening with the band. From the miraculous, there's a thunder at the end of their performance. It looks like it's divine, something else. mystery, an aura of Zen. One of them is believed to be dead. To the hilarious in the basement. They have a performance on continental Europe. They're not the Rolling Stones. They're the opposite end of the spectrum. And in this basement, uh, which is somewhat tacky and inappropriate anyway. Some they hit with a microphone one of the low hanging pipes, and then has an accident. And there are fights between them, of course. And in one scene, the poor drummer is chased by a fan, an admirer, but he thinks it might be somebody from the IRS, from the tax office. So he's running as hell through the backstage, only to find that this is a woman who, speaking of sex and that, just wants wild and quick sex, and she's down on this drummer. Interesting comedy, interesting film.